Hello, sweet souls. How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? All the things. I wasn't sure if I would record today, but I heard the call to sit down and share with you as I'm hearing my soul and my ancestors speak. The invitation first is to take a few deep breaths together, if that feels okay. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. I invite you, if you're safe, to close your eyes. And we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Breath number 1. Breath number 2. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And breath number 3. I love breathing. I feel that the breath calls us in, calls us into the soul, calls us into the present. And I'm just glad you were able to do that with me. So I want to share some stories and some insights and some messages regarding the resonance or the frequency of the moment as I hear it, as I feel it. And if you are here, it is quite possible that you are hearing and feeling similar things. So I first want to start by welcoming in the Mayan sacred calendar, the spirit of the calendar, and the spirit of the Nawal Bats, because today is one Bats in the Mayan sacred calendar. I am a student of the sacred calendar and of ritual cosmology, but it feels so good to honor this energy and to sit with it, because Bats represents the weaving of time. And it is as if today we are beginning again. We are beginning to weave time again. We are beginning to make. We are beginning to create. We don't have to do all the things, but we are beginning. The idea has dropped in. We've moved through healing, through the last Trasena, and I can feel enthusiasm to make things, to create, to begin. And I think that's why I sat down with you. We are also a day away from the new moon in Capricorn, which, if you follow many astrologers, you know it's a lovely new moon. Lovely in the sense that it is supporting Bats. It is the wind beneath us to push forward and to make and to do and to set intentions for what we wish to make and do over the coming months, over the coming year. So I wanted to start by saying those things. There is an energy of creation that's present. It is alive. There's a texture of it in the field. It's up and down. I can feel it. And I can feel it in me because I also want to create and make and do, even as I continue to rest and be still and listen. You know, I just moved into a new, more permanent abode in Austin, Texas, and I am still doing things. I am unpacking and arranging things and figuring out what goes where. And because I got rid of so much stuff as I made this big life transition over the course of 2024, I am deciding what to bring into this space. What will support my intentions for the year? What will support my making for the year? What I want to bring in to beautify my environment, to add function and form, but to really beautify it, to inspire me to create. And I'm feeling that inspiration to create in the air. I wanted to share some messages as you begin to plan the next Gregorian calendar year, 2025, which is a big year for many of us, for all of us really. We are entering uncharted territory. That's what I hear. It's uncharted territory. And though all will be well, because all is always well, there's a lot of stuff we've never seen happening. There's a lot of stuff we've never been through occurring right now. You in your life may be moving through something you've never moved through before. I know that I am. So I know that there are people in the field who are experiencing this wave of newness, and it's accompanying fear. 2024 has been a year where I have been allowing fear and its counterpart, love, to coexist at once. I can be afraid, and I can still choose love. In fact, I write at the top of my notebooks, at the top of my lists, they're labeled, what is love asking from me? What would love have me do? And so that's the invitation as we move through the beginning of the year. Can you hold your fears, and can you hold love together at once? I know you can. I hear that you can. I know it's possible because this body has done it. The soul within this body has asked the body and all the parts of the body to allow both at once. And that allowing is really a gift from the soul, from the calm and all-knowing wisdom and language that lives within you, that surfaces when you're quiet, when you listen. The soul is the divine essence that moves through you. And my messages and stories and lessons over the course of this year will be about helping you hear your soul, listen to it, and follow its guidance. Period. And that may mean doing new things, trying big things, doing hard things. And I invite you into that as possibility, right? I invite you into self-trust. You need to trust yourself. You need to trust that what's unfolding for you is unfolding for a reason, for a purpose, for a mission, for your divine mission, whatever that is, right? And a mission can be big, and a mission can be simple. It can be all the things. I try not to get too hung up on how big the mission may be. I try to stay focused on not dimming any parts of myself and allowing all of it to come forward, whatever that mission is in that particular moment, right? So your mission could be to push through a fear. Your mission could be to learn that lesson and share it with the world. Your mission could be to just love more. Your mission could be to create a very big business. Your mission could be to opt out of the systems and structures around you as much as possible and try to do things your own way. Only you know what your mission is. I don't. The invitation is to listen to and follow the soul so you may walk the path that rises to meet you as you follow what lights you up. Not a big ask. Simple. But this is a year of trust, of self-trust. It's also about self-belief, and it's about faith. And it's about, I'm hearing, it's about faith in you. It's about faith in me. The time of just having faith in others that they'll do the right thing is gone. we still want others to do the right thing, but this time is about you having faith in you, honoring your soul, moving from a place of integrity, having the faith in you that you will do the right thing, whatever the right thing is for you. You know, the soul likes to speak about there being no right and wrong. There's no pro or con. I mean, there are, from a practical perspective, we know there are pros and cons. And from the soul perspective, every path you take is beautiful because it teaches you something or it gets you closer to whatever that mission or purpose or drive is, whatever that peace is. So this is the year to explore and understand your faith in you. This is also a year to make, to create, to empower yourself to create, to allow yourself to create, to let those creations touch who they're meant to touch, impact who they're meant to impact. One person, 100 people, 1,000 people, the entire internet, whatever it is. So I'm hearing no judgment, right? We don't want to attach a particular outcome. We don't want to judge ourselves or our creations based on their impact. There is nothing wrong with an impact on one person versus 100 people versus an entire industry. There's no wrong or right. And so I'm hearing we need for you to detach expectations on the outcome. See it as an ever unfolding path. And whatever happens, happens. Like with these videos that I'm making, I heard the call to start sharing naturally, intuitively, in my own style, and to let go of what may happen, right? Maybe 5 of you see these videos, maybe 500 of you see these videos, maybe 5,000 of you see these videos. It's all perfect. It's all perfect. The purpose in you creating, in us creating, is to allow the artist in us to blossom, to bloom, because our brilliance is in our artistry, in our creation process. So that's what I'm hearing there. There's also an invitation, and this word keeps coming up. People keep using it with me specifically, and I've been sitting with the intelligence of this word because it may naturally feel off in some way. I know that my body first had a reaction to it, but I did a big thing this year. I kind of pulled apart my life and just kind of disentangled all the threads, moved through a surgery, relearned how to walk, and then got in a car and moved across the country because I heard the call from the soul. And that means I'm in a new place, a place I've never lived in, and I'm learning how to do things again in the way that things are done here, or I'm making up the ways to do things. And as I told my friends what I was doing, told my family what I was doing, the words that I kept hearing were, "You're so brave. You're so brave to do this on your own. You're so brave to try something new, to do something now at your age." You know, I'm not in my 20s, right? I'm not in my 30s. I'm not even in my 40s anymore. And so brave and bravery is something that's coming in for 2025. The invitation is to allow yourself to be brave, to understand that word, that concept, to be a place from which to blossom, a place from which to explore what lights you up and what feels like love. And when I say love, like, I don't mean necessarily or just romantic love, of course, right? We all want to be brave in romantic love. We all want to allow romantic love to come in. But I mean love for others, and I mean love for self. When I think of brave, I think I loved myself enough to do some really big things. Really big things. So much so that I get teary now, right? Thinking about it. Can you love yourself enough to do really big, brave things in 2025? That is the invitation I'm leaving with you. Because I know you're brave. And I know you are love. The soul is love. The soul is a divine essence. It is a love for you, a love for others. And so, can you be brave? Can you listen to your soul? Can you follow its guidance toward loving yourself more, creating more, making more in 2025? And I hear you don't have to do all the things. When we say more, it's just more than in this moment. You don't have to do 20 things. Be brave. Love yourself by doing one new thing, whatever that is. If you want to create a business, do it now. If you want to write a book, begin it now. If you want to move somewhere else, begin the process of figuring out how to make that happen. Or do what I did and get in your car and drive across the country, ship your things, take your time finding a place to live, and then find yourself in this sweet cabin-like house with this really beautiful light. I'm so grateful every day that I followed the soul to here, to now. Be brave. Love yourself enough to be brave. Have faith in you. Trust yourself. Believe in you. So that's what the soul is saying right now. The soul is a part of you. It moves through you. It is a part of all. And I think there's some of you who don't believe in you or the very fact, the idea that you have a soul and that your soul wants things for you, wants newness for you, wants adventure for you, wants you to change your entire life. If that's what you want, the soul wants you to allow that. And so the message I'm hearing is, believe in you, believe in your soul, believe these ideas you have, believe these dreams you have, believe the wishes you have, believe in the things you want to make, and be brave and begin. And begin. There's no other time but now. There's no other time but now. And if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know what I want, well, here's a practice for you. I take the people that I work with through a soul voice practice. I do it in groups and I do it one-on-one, and I want you to hear your soul. So I just want you to get still at some time later in the day and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths like we did earlier, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And I often do 10 to 12 deep breaths before I speak to the soul. And then ask your soul a question. Just ask. How can I be brave in 2025? How can I have faith in me in 2025? What do I want to do next? If I could do anything next. And the simplest is like, what lights me up right now? Because really, the soul doesn't understand space and time. doesn't really care about space and time. All things are happening at once. And so when the soul invites you into an action, it's right there in that moment. So oftentimes the soul will say, rest, put your leg up. I had ankle surgery. Listen to music. Make something delicious for yourself. Love yourself enough to make yourself something delicious. After I make this video, I heard this morning, make yourself something sweet and delicious. So I'm going to make like a high protein dessert a little bit later. But listen, and don't judge what comes up from the soul. Don't judge the words. Don't judge the ideas. Just allow them and sit with them. And maybe you just want to marinate in them for a few days or a week or two. Know that there's no need to take any action anytime soon. You don't have to make something on January 1st or January 7th. In fact, I often work closer to the astrological calendar and to the Mayan sacred calendar. So I don't really start in January. I start a little bit later, closer to Aries season. But my invitation to you is to do what feels good. There is no rush. Everything's unfolding for you in perfect timing when you listen to and follow your soul. So that's what I have for you today. That is the offering that I lay on the altar between us. That's the message for today. I believe it's Sunday, December 29th. And these messages actually will take you through the week and through the start of the year, because these are more bigger messages to hold you in 2025. And as always, I'm here. You are welcome to leave a comment. You are welcome to go and read more of my stories at wearemagic.studio, where I have other videos and audio files and text stories and images from my life to show you how I am being brave now, so that you may be brave too. Until next time, I'm sending you so much love and so much magic always.